Kisumu, and Kevin Ogutu is in Kisumu speaking to the residents on their expectations from the blue economy, especially with regards to Lake Victoria. Kevin, we have seen from Mombasa, or rather we've heard that they're yet to fully understand the potential of blue economy. Is it the same for Kisumu?
Well, without any doubt, that is clearly the case here. And as I'm speaking to you right now, I'm at Dunga Beach, which is one of the beaches on the Kisumu side of Lake Victoria. And right behind me, we have some segments of water hyacinth weed, which has been quite a challenge when it comes to realizing sustainable blue economy. Remember, this concept was all about sustainable use of the waters from the rivers, lakes, oceans in a way that can be sustained and in a way that the future generations can use, taking care of pollution and any other impediment that could be there that could be stopping the realization of this particular sustainable use of the resources, which are actually natural by their nature. And therefore, there have been a number of issues, of course, regarding from pollution to the water hyacinth menace in Kisumu. And right here we have a number of fishermen and people who are involved in fishing, and still the concept of blue economy is yet to be realized, given that the challenge has been there for years and continues to be there for years. From my far right there, we have Dan will be showing us the pictures. Somebody can be deceived to think that we don't have very many water hyacinth weed on the lake right now, but this is just quite a deceiving spectacle, given that quite a number of beaches have been so much affected by this weed, and given that most of the people around here depend on fishing and of course on boat riding and every other thing that is done on the lake, it's been quite a challenge. And as I'm speaking right now, a number of fishermen have had to relocate from other beaches so badly affected by the weed, and they're now here to try and make a living from this Dunga Beach. I will be speaking to a number of them later on. And in fact, talking about fishing, they have been in a bid to sustainably use the lake waters after the realization that not much fish could be got. There was an initiative to come up with fish caging, and right now what you're seeing right now was full of fish cages, but because of the fear of the water hyacinth invasion, which comes seasonally, a number of them have since been removed from the face of the lake for safety, given that it takes a lot of money and capital to have them out there in the lake. And of course, given that we are on Winam Gulf, this is one area that is largely affected by pollution from some factories in surrounding this place, and a possible reason why we have this rather really high population of this particular weed. So talking about the Blue Economy Conference that ended on Wednesday, that was yesterday. Of course, we have the President's commitment to ensure that he embraces this, and also called upon the other leaders to make sure that they do the matter they can do to make our water safe and good for everyone without really depleting it or making it uncomfortable for use by the coming generations. Of course, before this, he commissioned the Liwatoni Fisheries Complex and Jetty in Mombasa as a sure way of proving that he is behind this. But again, we are yet to hear from the residents of Kisumu whether they think the gesture by the president really means much, given that it was in June during the G7 summit that he called upon the leaders of the G7 countries to ensure that they also take that route of banning plastics in its entirety. And therefore, I will straight away have one of the fishermen here to speak to us in about the challenges that have been there so far. But first questions first. You have a number of boats here. What has the challenge been so far regarding your business as a fisherman?
I think we as the fishing community in Dunga Beach and its environs, the biggest problem that we've been having is the water hyacinth, because you find that we can't go fish at the areas where we used to. And even so, we are restricted areas that we can go fishing, because you find that now it forces us to go to some areas which doesn't have the stock is not that much. But now we are left with no option but just to go to fishing to those areas, because those are the only places which are left, which are not covered by the hyacinth itself.
Talking about sustainable use of the blue economy, the entire theme behind the blue economy conference that was here in Kenya, in Nairobi, between the 26th and the 28th. What's your understanding of this sustainable use of our waters from where you sit?
To me, my understanding is that whatever resources that we have at hand, we need to use them sparingly to spare growth now, because the generation that was there before, now, and even the generation that is to come. I think we need to use our resources sparingly, including the fish stocks that we have.
Our president has shown commitment, and as a serious stakeholder in these matters, what do you think he needs to do, particularly in this area, for the fishermen who are normally affected by the water hyacinth, those who ply their trade on Lake Victoria waters?
You see, I just want to believe that this time around, maybe the gesture that the president is trying to show now, he will walk the talk, because we are the fishing community, especially in Luo Nyanza or Lake Victoria Belt for that matter, we've had several challenges, because you find that other regions which depend maybe on agricultural farm, they have had access to loans or even grants. But we as the fishing community, we've never had opportunity of such. But I think this time round, if the president means his words, I just want to believe that this time around we could have access to things like loans or even grants. Because you see, like now, the hyacinth has taken a toll on our business, because we almost entirely depend on fishing. So I just want to believe that he means something good, and I think we just give it time, we'll see what comes out of it.
Thank you so much. And before I could probably hand over back to you, we have one person, one fisherman here, Frederick, Nicholas, who has been really affected. He was plying his trade in a different beach, but now he has had to relocate here. As I mentioned earlier on, there is this false picture that there is not much water hyacinth here, yet this is something that really moves from time to time. And now he's one of the people, the fishermen, who have been badly affected. He will probably give us his tale. You now have to make do with the coming here, which is already crowded. How is it like?
Kwa majina mimi naitwa Nicholas Otieno. Sasa tunapitia hali ngumu sana kulingana na hii Ford. Sasa hata tukienda barini, saa zingine tunakwama huko, kuna kurudi nje. Saa zingine tunapitia maneno ngumu.
Okay, asante sana kwa hiyo. Kabla labda, before I get back to you, I don't know whether we have enough time, but I would like also to speak with Tobias. Tobias is a member of the Dunga Beach Management Unit, to probably tell us in one line, what do you want done here to make sure that we realize the potential that lies there in Lake Victoria?
Oh yeah, my name is Tobias Tieno Dede. I'm a member of BMU, but I'm a Department of Tourism. What I would like to be done here is that the government should come in with the well-wishers, national and county government, because the main economy, main economy from this region is the lake. So without the lake, mostly people cannot survive here, and also it's also enhanced the tourism. Most tourists, international and locals, they do come to visit this place. So when they come, there is no lake, they won't come. So it is also harms Kenya foreign income, the lake, and both tourism and fishing. Yeah, like Kenya used to earn almost 6 billion.
Thank you so much. Because of time, we may have to end it right there. And this is just to put whatever they're saying in one word, is that whatever happens, the president probably have to make sure that this particular weed is removed from the face of the lake, because this appears to be the biggest challenge when it comes to realizing the potential that lies there on Lake Victoria. We have a number of activities here, people coming to see the beauty of the lake, fishermen, boat riders, and every other thing in between. So in one word, it's about the weed that has been so destructive and so hindering to the business that goes on here in Lake Victoria. Back to you in studio.
All right, Kevin Ogutu there from